Hi, this is John Marshall judging Cabot High School's Armed Exhibition Flight. And this is brought to you by my book, Exhibition Drill for the Military Drill Team, Volume 2. This is an extension of Volume 1, obviously, but there's a lot more information in there. Both books complement each other for creating your routines, whether you're at a basic, intermediate, or advanced level. There's tons of information that you can learn in there. All right, so let's get to this. Cabot High School. Let's see what's going on here. Big timing issues here. And oh, all right. Yeah, that was unexpected. I didn't know where you were going to go next. So, okay, I got to watch that again. All right. So, just starting here, we can see that the spacing back here, if everybody is aligned properly, the spacing back here means that the element leaders aren't properly spaced up front. And you can see a couple of, and I know that the camera isn't exactly positioned centered, but you're going to want to watch rifle angles. Even if you're in transition, you still need to watch the rifle angle. So if you marched in at right shoulder, and then you're all going to port, if this is the transition to port, and it looks like it might be, I'm not exactly sure, but it looks like it might be. So even if it's a transition to port, everybody should hit that port position with the same angle, same distance, same everything. You don't want variation of technique in on one of your other videos. I think I mentioned horizontal and vertical flow. Well, there's also horizontal and vertical technique as well. So you don't want variation of technique vertically, which is at if you took a picture just like here, if you took a picture at one place in time, you don't want variation of technique there. Over time, you can have variation of technique, but even if it's varied, if you take another snapshot, then you want the consistent variation of technique then. And I hope I'm being clear there. All right, let's. So you order and then forward. So yeah, it was a spacing and alignment issue. I see. You moved in to create a wedge. All right. Good. Okay. So look at rifle angles. See, we can take, this is another snapshot. Here's variation of technique. So you can see the rifle angles, the rifle positions here. So you want everything in that snapshot at that one time to be the same. And then also look at spacing, or I'm sorry, alignment. This right foot here is quite a ways back. And then you want to make sure that everybody is stepping forward in the same technique. Are both feet supposed to be flat? Is one toe only supposed to be touching? Something like that. So just at FYI there, make sure that there is no variation in anything at one time. Hand positions. Look at the difference in hand positions here as well. So you performed an exhibition drill move, and then you march to another formation. That was a butt slam on the toe there, Commander. So and here, look at the feet. So what you don't want to do is just randomly butt slam. You want to actually make sure that your butt slam lands square on the heel. Not necessarily square, but you want to make sure that it lands right on the heel of the rifle. It'll still bounce because you have the rubber butt plate on there, but there's going to be less of a bounce because the vibration and the shock is going to be absorbed up the stock, whereas there's nowhere for it to go when you, and I have my hand angled forward, when you butt slam on the toe of the butt. So you didn't perform to get here. Your audience is behind you. That's okay. This is... Oh, yeah, that's great. Well done. Good. Now, Commander, this isn't all that great for you to stand in front of the flight and do the same thing they're doing, facing the opposite direction outside of the flight with your back to the audience. So I would highly suggest incorporate yourself. You need to go right in the middle. That's going to be so much more effective for at least this move. And that's the difficulty of having a commander position actually in exhibition drill sometimes. Yeah, you just standing there, it's really out of character. All right, so did you hear the timing of the rifle slaps there as you brought them down? It was slap, 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 and there's a couple team members who need some work. They should really practice on their own. Nice variation of technique there with the team doing something different and the commander doing something something else. But still, it would be... And you could step out here, Commander, because you have... Oh, I see. You just have the two. Oh, no. That's 3, 3, and 3. Gotcha. Okay. The timing on that last 3, 3, and 3 with the what I call the Navy exchanges there. They're almost Navy exchanges. The timing on that was a little awkward because you're still... Commander, you still have your back facing the audience. You could have formed that one line with the commander in the center, and then everybody moved away from the commander. But you have 3, 3, and 3. All right, so what you could have... I'll rate your drill for you. What you could have is 3 and 3 move out, or stay there, actually. 3 and 3 stay there. The center, no, have them move out because you were going to do something at the same time. So they move out, let's say a couple of steps. The 4 in the center, commander moves to the rear, 3 move in front, and then perform those exchanges with the commander doing something that is a little higher work because you'd be performing over the 3 who are in front of you, and that'd be better than hiding the team behind you. Or if you would, then you could go forward, but several steps forward, so that the audience could have a good view of everything that's going on, because it's the team that you want to highlight, and not just the commander's performance. All right. So you've set up a cordon, but it's the wrong way. All right. So your judge is over here, where my pointer is. So if that's your stage, the end of your stage, to where your audience is, then what you want to do, nobody's going to know what's happening while you're walking through. I'm anticipating what's going on. Don't know exactly what you're going to do, but I'm anticipating that you're going to be marching through. At least one of you. who's at the end here, which is just fine. But marching to and from the audience is what you want, not marching side to side, because it doesn't have as much of an effect. As a matter of fact, it almost detracts from the rest of the performance, not orienting properly. So this is your audience over here. Perform to them and understand the orientation of your movements. So let's see what happens here. So the rifle, the slight butt slams really aren't necessary. Now I see what you've done. You've made 2 tetrads, and that's great. I love it, and I also love the facing movement so that the team could toss the rifles. Excellent. That was just fantastic. So, all right. So now you're probably wondering, well, if we had our cordon oriented towards the audience, then we'd have one tetrad behind another, and it wouldn't work. And I understand that. However, I'm pretty sure you could work out to where the tetrads could both separate after the 2 walk through. And I appreciate the cordon and the movement through. The butt slams were more of a parochial way to say, okay, now toss them because I'm safe. And all you have to do is march 2 steps forward and pause. March 2 steps forward and pause if you want to do that. If you're not going to have the tosses as a continuous march through. If you're going to pause, fine, not a problem at all. But then you could move those 2 tetrads to each of the sides, just off of each other, not far at all, and then do the same thing that you had. I love the concept. Absolutely love it. That was just great. So, you had a fantastic toss there, Commander, but your team blocked your view, blocked the audience's view. That was just great. However, nobody, quote unquote, nobody really saw it. Oh, nice. I did not expect that. That was great. Now, even if performing through that whole thing, even if, and as soon as we get into the mark time, everything starts to speed up. So please don't speed up in the mark time, because what you could have done is while you rotated the line and then had each of the lines collapse on each other to form a flight. Love it. That was really good. You could have done something. Even the manual of arms, it's still something that works to layer movement on top of marching. So, and that's what really creates great effect is layering the different things. So you could have different footwork layered over body movement, layered over rifle work. But here, just a simple rifle movement over the marching while the team is rotating in. That's 3 layers right there. Plus, you have staying in step, staying aligned. Let's see, what else is there? Well, and then you could add the other things that I was just talking about. So all these layered effects, it really creates a synergistic effect that is bigger than what you've just done when you actually accomplish it. So, all right. So let's see what happens next. Good. Why wasn't the commander saying that, though? This is odd. Yeah. Okay, so... Okay, so... now, now, now you've done... Now you've oriented the way I said you could have. All right. So what you've done here, that was a really awkward way to get into a cordon. Very awkward. So I would suggest, and also you've accomplished a cordon now, almost exactly the same setup twice, and that's also less effective as well. But this is the way I suggest you put that first cordon. But getting into the cordon was really not all that smooth at all, with a cadet trying to squeeze through. And even though your audience is over this way, and they wouldn't necessarily be able to see the intricate movements, it's still not a smooth flowing way to set up that move. And again, hardly anybody's performing into it. Good signal. Great signal. That worked well. A couple of clump, 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 clump moves there. Stay on the team, cameraman. There we go. Timing. This is really going on slowly. It could be much more quick, and right after each other. Boom, 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 boom. And it would really have people in the stands saying, "Here, teach my baby how to do that." And that's what you want. You want to create that excitement in the crowd. But going this slow really doesn't create the excitement. And an about face also doesn't help you create the excitement. Now, this is variation of technique in a snapshot that is supposed to be, and that is just great.
Yeah. I've had to zoom in a little bit, and then I had to zoom out a little bit. Like, once they get bunched together,
Stop talking.
spread out, I zoom out.
Stop talking. So, instead of reforming the flight and at port arms and then marching off at port arms, perform out. You've reported out. It doesn't matter whether the judging has stopped or not. It's the audience you want. If you ever perform a routine for anybody downtown, then performing off is going to be even that much more effective. You are in a kind of a diamond shape. So then collapse the diamond and then rotate inwards again. But do it in a different way. Create those moments that really help the audience see that this is not just a typical JROTC drill team. Create that excitement and do it through the use of effective movement. So not only movement individually, but movement as a team, and then having that drill. So there's all kinds of ways that you could do that, but collapsing the line to the side or even to the rear with a nice, actually probably to the rear would have been perfect, so that you could create a kind of a sign off type of see you later, a curtain call movement even that you could have done there. But marching off at port arms, it's okay. Everybody can march off at port arms. And just having the butt slams there, it didn't really work all that well. All right, so I loved some of the moments in there. That was just fantastic. There we go. That was fantastic work. Great ideas developed in there, but they were spotty. So the flow didn't work as well as it could have. And now a couple things to work on, but also thank you very much for that really fine performance. I so appreciated that. And I hope my comments have been helpful.